everyone, and welcome back to How the Wise One Grows, where we come together to reconnect to inner wisdom, one another, and the natural world. In today's episode, you are going to hear a guided meditation that is supportive for the upcoming new moon in Aquarius, the Lunar New Year for the year of the dragon, and you're going to learn the most helpful thing to know as we ride the waves of life. If you haven't already, you should totally join the Dream Team. The Dream Team is an amazing group of listeners who support this podcast and make it possible every month. And you can join for as little as $3 a month. You'll support the podcast, you'll get a special handwritten postcard from yours truly, and a shout out in an upcoming episode. And if you aren't able to financially support at this time, it would mean the world to me if you would consider following this podcast on your favorite streaming platform, leaving a review. They make a world of difference, and sharing an episode you love with a friend. So if you want to join, there's a link in the show notes. And if you need an extra push, just remember, it's my birthday. If you're thinking, wow, that Holly, she's really cool and really great, I'd love to support her or give her a birthday gift, this is your chance. Click the link in the show notes so we can continue to learn and grow together. So as we approach this time of new beginnings with the new moon in Aquarius and the Lunar New Year, I want to share this teaching that keeps coming to me from a lot of angles, which is that the purpose is in the process. And life isn't about getting anywhere or attaining anything. There's no end result. But instead, it's about learning to trust yourself and remain rooted in your authenticity as you ride the waves. Because otherwise, we're missing the point. One of the ways I've been really hearing this teaching is through a series of the Yoga Sutras around verse 3.6. And these verses are talking about the process of meditation, being a cycle where we find an object. We catch a little hang time where we're like actually focused on it. It's harder than it sounds. And then we become immersed by it. We feel like at oneness with this thing. And we fall off again and again throughout that process. The process keeps going on and on and on every time we sit, every time we wake up. It's not like you reach this sense of oneness and you carry it with you forever and you're done. It's ongoing. And in meditation and in life, what you practice grows stronger. So we know that this cycle is going to happen. So if I'm sitting in meditation and every time my mind wanders, I tell myself, wow, Holly, you're so dumb. You've been meditating for such a long time and you're still so bad at this. What's wrong with you? I'm actually not practicing meditation. I'm practicing judgment. So instead, I can carry a quality of compassion, an intention of compassion with me as I move through that cycle. So when my mind wanders, instead of beating myself up, I can be like, wow, that was really human of you. You have a mind. It wandered. That's cool that you noticed it. Let's go back to the breath. That's instead practicing compassion. And the same is true in life. So in life, when you feel really good and then you fall off, instead of beating yourself up, you can again be like, whoa, I fell off the wave. It's time to get back up and get on another one and find balance again. How can you carry this quality of compassion as you move through the waves of life? How can you remain rooted in a firm sense of who you are and your core values? Meeting yourself with compassion as you ride the waves, as you fall off, and as you get up and begin again. So we're going to practice this through our meditation today, and we're going to find parallels and how you can apply it in your life as you are setting intentions during this time of year. So if you haven't already done so, find a space that feels safe and supportive for you. And if you aren't able to practice right now, know that there's a timestamp in the show notes so you can come back to this meditation again when you can remain seated and still. But I still recommend listening to it and soaking it in if you're here right now. So wherever you are, notice where your body makes contact with the earth. If it feels safe, you can gently rest your eyes or soften the gaze to a point in front of you. And take a big breath in and a big breath out. Again, inhale, fill your chest, fill your belly with air. And exhale, open your mouth, let it out. Inhale, chest and belly expand. Exhale, let it all go. One more inhale. And exhale. And just notice now where in the body you feel the breath as it moves in and as it flows out. And begin by simply noticing it. Perhaps as you inhale, think, I'm breathing in. And as you exhale, you're breathing out. Inhale, breathing in. Exhale, breathing out. Anytime the mind wanders, meet it with kindness. Know that's just part of being a human and having a mind. And bring it back to that intention, that breath that never leaves you. Inhale and exhale. And start to get really curious about the breath. Lean into the part of the breath that feels really good to you here. And continue to breathe with it. Even allow yourself to become immersed by it. Noticing when you fall off. Meet yourself with kindness and compassion. And begin again. As we enter this wave of new beginnings, I invite you now to reflect on what are your core values. I want this to be your intention here. What roots you? What provides a firm sense of who you are? What is at the core of who you are? And set that intention here. To carry this quality with you as you move through this meditation, as you move through this wave of life. and all that comes after that. Now that you know that quality, that intention you've set, I invite you to lean into, what does it feel like when you're living in alignment with that? How does it feel in your body? When you're living in alignment with that core value. Notice where in the body you feel those sensations. Do they have a temperature, a texture, a taste, a smell? Envision it, feel it as clearly as you can. What does your life look like? What does it feel like when you're living in full alignment with that? So you're connecting with your core values within you, and then the things around you are lining up. What does that look like? What does that feel like? What does that oneness of your core values within you connecting to the world around you feel like? And then here's the secret sauce. How do you meet yourself when you fall off? When you wobble, when you've had a bad day, and when you've lashed out in a way that's not in alignment with that? How do you bring yourself back to your core values, to the root of who you are, as you begin again and get back up and ride that wave? What brings you back to your core as you wobble? Inhale. And exhale. Take a moment to feel really rooted at your core in the being of who you are here. Remaining rooted in what is authentic to you. And let that be your surfboard as you ride the waves of life. Knowing that it's perfectly human to wobble and fall. It doesn't mean you're doing anything wrong. It's just a part of the process. And ask yourself, what do you need to do to remain rooted and to trust yourself as you ride the waves? Bring your hands to heart center. Take a moment to thank yourself for showing up for the process today. Knowing that you are held and you are supported in it as we continue to ride these waves together. And let's take one more breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. And you can slowly open your eyes as you return to this space. Travel is one of the things that helps me grow the most. And that's why this year I decided to put in some time to find the best travel rewards credit card that I could. And I ended up getting the Chase Sapphire Preferred credit card. And so far, I love it. It's got a ton of flexibility, it gives you great rewards points. And when you sign up, you get some bonus points. And I actually have a referral link in the show notes if you are interested in getting a Chase Sapphire Preferred or Sapphire Reserved credit card. It will give you and I some extra little points so that we can continue to travel and grow together.